And unmuted, nobody out there.
Congratulations on your second trip to the WNBA finals. I'd like to start with an opening statement.
Yeah. Obviously we're happy to put ourselves back in a position to win the ultimate prize, which is a championship. This was a real gut check type of win. Hard to beat a team as talented as them in a closeout game. And so it's just real kudos to, I would say, our defense down the stretch, just holding it down and giving us a chance to crawl back in that game and an opportunity to win it at the end. Not the prettiest of games, but we're happy to be walking out of here with a win. I think at the end of the day, you have to take a look at our entertainment value too. And people don't want to see a game in the 60s. It should be our finest display of basketball that the W has right now. So, NFL. It was too much. It was very ugly basketball. We're happy to come out with it.
All right, we'll start in the room. If you would please introduce yourselves, since they probably don't know who you are, if you help us.
Tyler DeLuca with the committee. Coach, you mentioned the defense.
What committee?
The committee, sports group.
The committee?
The committee.
You got to it's pretty good.
I know we try to stand out a little bit. You mentioned the defense there at the end. I believe it was about almost exactly 5 minutes you hold Dallas scoreless. Was there a switch that what kind of made that change happen?
Really, I've been challenging them to finish out quarters against this team. This team can score a lot quickly. And I can't sit there and say we were doing anything different. We were switching defenses when we could, basically between a 2-3 and a man, and just trying to clog it up and make them think and use different things. We did some stuff defensively that we haven't done ever. And they caught on, which is a real tribute to their focus, their intelligence to be able to not practice something and just go out and do it on the fly in a really high pressure situation. So it's the luxury of having a very smart team.
Yeah, Michael Vogel, ESPN.com. Chelsea, I think you ended up 50 points in the second half, and I think this is the first time you guys have trailed at halftime, maybe since the end of August. What was it in the second half that sort of brought you back that you did a little bit better, both you individually and the entire
time? Just not thinking so much. I think when we were able to get the ball side to side and do our second action in our secondary movement, it spread the court for us a little bit, so I was able to get in my spots and knock it down. That's really all it was, and defensively able to get out and transition once we get a stop and secure the board.
Peter Warren, Dallas Morning News. Becky, what did the Wings do differently today against Asia that really gave her some struggles on offense?
I think they hit her a lot, they beat her up a lot, but they also just put another body in there. And why things started to shake loose, you got the ball the second side, third side. When somebody just sits in there and it's basically a one-man zone to wherever Asia goes, we got to get the ball and player movement going so that we find it naturally on the second and third side. Because if you try to beat it on the first action, it's zoned up basically because they're not guarding one of the players. So we'll continue. We're going to continue to see that probably down the road in the finals with whoever we face. So we just have to be more committed to the ball movement and the player movement and not trying to beat defenses. Especially when we were super scouted on the first action. And I think that's kind of what Chelsea was alluding to. We just got the ball popping a little bit more and got into space a little bit more and got Asia on the move a little bit more, which is always helpful.
And for Chelsea, you went up against Veronica a lot today. She didn't play much in the first two games. What did you see from her sort of going up against her?
Just her ability to guard on her feet like the entire game. She was staying attached, moving her feet really well, and contesting a lot of shots. Like, I don't know if I had like that many like open shots. I had a hand or something happening. So she was moving her feet well, getting over screens and communicating.
All right, let's go to the Zooms, Andy.
Hey, this is for KP. You guys are going back to the finals a third time in 4 years for this organization, but what does it kind of mean to you to be able to go back again?
Oh man, don't take these experiences for granted. It's a blessing. It's so hard to get here. A lot has to go right. And just super grateful to do it with this group. The job isn't done. We're not sure who we'll be playing yet, but we do know that we'll be very prepared and we're going to be excited to defend home court.
Definitely. And then for Chelsea, what does it just kind of say about this group that you guys were able to kind of chase them down in that fourth quarter?
This is a special group that's like banding together. We were down and we were just like, it's fine. Like our composure and our huddles, and how tight and how locked in we were with each and every person, whether you're in the game or out the game, anybody that came in knew what we were doing, especially on the defensive end. So I wouldn't want to go to war with anybody else.
Thank you.
Michael?
Yeah, coach, this is somewhat a similar situation in terms of the next time off. Can you kind of talk about sort of like you guys did between the first round and the semifinals to utilize it?
I gotta look at the schedule exactly first. But definitely get some rest. Kiev played 35 minutes the other night, which it's almost 30. We just really had to stay big a lot of times. Just to kind of match what they were trying to do as best we could, without losing our identity either. So we'll definitely get some rest. We're gonna sit back and watch these teams battle it out. And we'll go to war. But we're certainly happy to be back here, and certainly home court's been good to us. Our fans have been good to us, so we're happy to get back in front of them. It's been a while since we've been on the road and faced like road crowd and road whistles and road everything. But there were points, I think, what I was most proud of, and I told them at the beginning of the game, their care factor for each other is a separation factor. And it's something that I get to see daily, but there were multiple times where we could have fallen apart, gone our separate ways, and instead they dug in like they always do, and they did it together and found ways to win.
All right, 3 more from the Zooms, and then we will let you ladies go. Matthew?
Hi, ladies. Congrats on the win. This is for KP and Chelsea. Becky's talked all season long about it's defense first, defense first, defense first, and you guys hold them scoreless the final 5 minutes. Just as that sort of was happening and you guys knew it was going to have to be one on the defensive end, where do you find that energy and just to get stops constantly throughout a stretch of 5 minutes to seal a win?
And I think that's what this group has worked the whole offseason for. I mean, being in the type of shape to lock in mentally and get it done. When you're in shape, you're able to lock in mentally and not think about, being tired. This group has a lot of experience together. So like Chelsea said, there's a trust factor. It was like AC was in there rebounding Kia, Asia. Like it was a complete team effort. It was really cool to be in there as a unit. And so it just says a lot about this team, says a lot about the character.
Mr. Emerson?
Becky, we talk a lot typically about the character and the makeup of a team, but a lot of that is built through experience. How vital was it or is it rather, for this group to win a quote unquote ugly game at this stage of the postseason?
Well, it just shows you that we can win with our defense. Because it certainly really wasn't our defense tonight. But at the end of the day, it's not always going to be a pretty one. These are the ones you actually have to find ways to win. When the ball's popping and we're scoring 90 and 100 points, those are easy ones for us. When we have to win like this and really prove to ourselves that we can win like this. That it's not about the offense all the time. It's about rebounding and defense, which we did very well down the stretch. That's what championships, that's how you win championships, is taking care of those kind of things. So we're going to learn from this, but, I didn't see panic. I saw a lot of composure out there late game, especially defensively.
And last question of the semifinals, Sabrina Merchants.
Hey, for the players, sort of building off of what Terrell said about, you guys don't usually have an opportunity to win a game when Asia doesn't play well because she's always playing well. So how does it feel to be able to, carry, not necessarily carry, but just to be able to win a game when you're not getting that dominant Asia Wilson performance?
I would say that maybe the points aren't there, but she's a presence in the paint. She's a presence on the boards. She had 13 rebounds, so I wouldn't necessarily say she didn't really play well. We don't win that game if she's not in that paint. So I'm gonna say like we're gonna have her on the court every single time, whether she's knocking down a shot or not. And so I'm super proud that she stayed in it. Defensively, she was still locked in, no matter if she's scoring or not. And that was everybody, honestly.
And she hit that one layup and 2 free throws. So, I mean, at the end of the day, there's defenses that, like, when they're just totally committed to taking something away, it's the rest of the group too that has to come along and help and loosen it up. I suspected they were going to do something because she's been on an absolute terror. And they made their adjustment. And like I said, luckily for us, our defense, which she is always the anchor of, won us that game.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, ladies. We'll let you go. We'll see you back in Las Vegas for game 1 of the WNBA finals.
If you like it, you guys are happy.